Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about lessons for Hanukkah. It is coming up, and so I've got three kind of primary activities and three upper elementary activities for you today. So let's get into it. If this is the first time ever finding any of my videos, thank you guys so much for being here. My name is Jessie. I am a kindergarten through 6th grade music teacher here in Arizona. And here on this channel, I love to share modern lesson ideas, planning and organizational tips, technology that's going to help your planning life easier, and also I like to teach ukulele. So before I even get into Hanukkah lessons, I wanted just to share with you guys that I am not an expert, that I am still definitely learning. I do not celebrate Hanukkah, but I think it is so important to, expose your students to different cultures and the musical traditions that go along with it. And also that I do have, a handful of students that do celebrate Hanukkah. And every year I'm so thankful that I took the time to, incorporate it, because I always have those students that feel really seen. And so it is something that, especially, I am filming this in November and really thinking about. I also have a lot of students that celebrate Diwali, and so I just did a Diwali lesson for the first time this year, and then also it's Native American Heritage Month. So I'm just really trying to expand my music literacy, my cultural scope, and making sure that my students are really being seen and their cultures are being represented, and that I am doing the best that I can with research and making sure that it is, culturally relevant to my students. So with that, all that to be said, of course, I am still going to make mistakes, and I am going to, though, try my best to bring the most authentic resources to my students. Okay, so let's dive into it. So we got primary lesson and we have an upper elementary lesson. I have three parts to it, pretty much a song, a dance, and then an activity. So for primary, first up, I have this song called New in the Middle, and shout out to Aileen Miracle. I first saw this on her blog, and it took me a little while to find the recording, but it's by Rachel Bookman, and she has a really great recording of it. I will link it in the show notes down below for you guys, but essentially it's really cute. So I'll sing the first little part. It goes like this. When, oh, when is the holiday coming? The one with candles burning low. Shouldn't it be just around the corner now? Let snowflakes tickle my nose. Starts with ha, ends with ka. New in the middle, guess my riddle. And I think it's really cute. It's a great song to start off with. And so then you can be like, okay, what holiday are we talking about? Can you guess the riddle? And Hanukkah, okay. So, and then each has 4 verses that go throughout. And it first starts with talking about the menorah. And then it talks about latkes or latkes. They talk about the dreidel, and then also giving presents. So it's a really great intro to talk about those key things in Hanukkah and introduce it to your students. And then also it's just a really fun song to sing. So for a really good primary folk dance is called Akshav. And there is, I believe, when we first used to have the Silver Burdette making music textbooks, they have a version in there, but you also can find it with a quick Google search, this dance. And so essentially what it is, it's just an A-B format, A-B, A-B, A-B. You are in a circle and you connect hands, or maybe you don't in the time of COVID. And then what you do is say these are your feet. It's just little kicks. So it's going to be heel, 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 heel. And so it's Akshav, Akshav, da 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 da, Akshav, Akshav, da 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 da. So it's just your little heels and a little hop. And if you are teaching this more to maybe kindergarten, and I think it's fine for first and second, probably perfect for second. But if you're doing for kindergarten, you could even just have it be like maybe the steady beat. Akshav, Akshav, da 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 da. So it's just like 4 heels instead of that little, 2 and then 3. So after you do that, then what you do is you go in 4 steps and I think it's 8 steps actually. So you go in, da, 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 hey. And so this would be connected with hands, later on in life when we could connect again. And you go in for 8, and then you put your hands up, hey, and then you go out for 8, and then you do it again. Hey, akshav, 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 dun 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 dun. Hey, hey. So that is it, really simple. Probably the hardest part is just the little footwork in the beginning. It is a great primary dance for Hanukkah. And I should side note, this is not like a dance that's actually done during Hanukkah. I still am kind of in my research phase on that. I am really just focusing on an Israeli dance or Israeli folk dance and bringing that to my students. I am still yet to kind of zero in on a dance that actually is danced around Hanukkah that would be, at a good level for elementary students. And so to round out your lesson there at the end, you're also going to do an instrument activity. And this is from Game Plan, I believe, in the kindergarten book, and it is really cute. So you get 8 students to be the menorah, and so you have them line up and they're sitting, and you then have one kid that is that middle candle that's going to light all the others. And so you have a little song that goes like this, and you give each kid, where do I put it? So you give each student a little flame that they're going to put on their head like this, and so it's like their body is the candle and at the top is their head. So you sing this song, it goes like this: one little candle burning bright, one little candle, it's Hanukkah tonight. And so the little kid that is going to be the candle that lights all the others is going to go back and pretend to light the candle, and then the kid will hold it like this. Then all the other students are going to have some kind of metal instrument. I've used triangles in the past, little finger symbols, and everyone will go 1, and we'll play our triangle 1 time. Then 2 little candles burning bright. 2 little candles, it's Hanukkah tonight. That second kid stands up. Then we go 1, 2, and they play their triangle. 1, 2. Then 3 little candles burning bright. They stand up. 1, 2, 3, and so they play their triangle 3 times. So it's really simple. I think this is great for kindergarten and first grade, and you get the students, interacting with this. We can talk about the menorah and what it is. It's a great intro to it, and then we also get some instrument playing, and then you could switch and have some kids, take turns on doing different jobs, and yeah, they really like it, especially with this. They look adorable as they're being the little candles. Okay, so that is for primary. So now let's talk about upper elementary, so kind of that 4th, 5th, 6th, maybe even 3rd. 3rd is always it depends on the year. Sometimes I put them with primary, and then sometimes they can handle a little bit higher level. So for this lesson, we're going to start off with the classic Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the aura. So there is a lot that you can unpack in the lyrics of this song, and again, it's a great way to introduce it. Our school district just adopted Quaver this year, and Quaver has a great song and video that goes with this, so it's a great way to see that imagery and start talking about those different symbols and customs. And I have seen versions on YouTube also. I will link a good YouTube version that I found. I think Music K8 also has a arrangement of Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah. So it is a great, again, I like introducing with a song and then kind of unpacking the lyrics, and then that leads to talking more about the customs and symbols of Hanukkah. So for the dance for the older kids, I found this Bim Bam Bum, which is a Israeli dance that is actually for kids. It is designed for kids. It went back, I think it was choreographed in 1986. And so it has a really fun recording that goes with it. The song is from the 1970s, so it's got some 70s vibe. It's in Hebrew, and obviously you hear a lot in the chorus, bim, bam, bum. So it's pretty much A, B again. And so your A section, you're in a circle with a partner. So kind of partner shoulder to shoulder with you. And so you're walking with that partner around the circle. It's a couple's dance. And then every time you hear bim, bam, bum, you pat your legs, clap, and then partner clap. Bim, bam, bum. Okay, and then you walk, bim, bam, bum. And so that repeats 4 times, and you're walking around the circle. Then you face your partner for the B section. You take 4 steps away and then 4 steps towards each other. And so you almost get those like concentric circles. So you have a smaller circle that's going in and you're actually walking backwards, and then the larger circle is getting larger, it's going out. So you're facing your partner, out 4, in 4, and then you also do swing your partner, or some people say do-si-do, but I thought do-si-do is this. I think it's swing your partner. But anyways, how I explain that, like when you're swinging your partner round and round, is that you pretend like you're about to go for a handshake, but psych, it's not a handshake. You just keep going and hook your elbow. So you go for that handshake, this person comes this way, you go, psych, not a handshake, and you link arms. Very difficult for me to show you, but that has really worked out for me on helping students understand that it needs to be opposite hands, because for the most part, like we don't shake hands with both of our right hands of both right. It's impossible, right? So we go for our opposites. Yeah, so pretty much 4 out, walk away from your partner, walk in, you do your swing your partner around and around for 8 beats, and then same thing, walk out, walk in, 4 beats or around, and then you do the whole thing again. You go shoulder to shoulder, you walk around the circle, bim, bam, bum, da, da, bim, bam, bum, da, 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 bim, bam, bum, da, 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 bim, bam, bum. Then the B section. Okay, anyways, moving on. The activity that I like to do with the older students is actually showing them dreidels. So they get really excited about the dreidels. It's so fun to try and spin them. And so I've turned it into a game instead of playing the actual game, which you totally can. And, there's different symbols on the dreidel, and depending on where it lands, you get to take, if you play with like chocolate coins or with money, you get to take, the whole pot versus half the pot, put one in, nothing happens. And so that's fun. That's very fun. And I think that would be valid just right there. But I also really like to make it into a little bit of like a music game where I teach the dreidel song. Oh, dreidel, dreidel, or I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play, right? So we teach the song, and then I say, okay, I'm going to give you guys a dreidel, and the first thing, I'm just going to let you just spin it, because I know that's what you're going to want to do. You're just going to want to have fun with it and try it. And I have carpet on my floor, so I actually give everybody a whiteboard and a dreidel, so they have a hard surface to, spin it on. So they practice, and then I go, okay, now I'll like ring the bell and be like, okay, so now here's the game. We just learned this dreidel song. So, or ideally, maybe you learn the dreidel song like the lesson before it. And so it's even more in their minds. They're not fresh just learning it, even though a lot of students tend to know this already. Anyways, and aside. Okay, so I say, okay, so here's your practice. I want everyone to spin your dreidel, and we're going to start singing the dreidel song. And I want you to notice what word of the song does your dreidel finally stop spinning and fall. So we all spin. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, and so maybe they say ready. Oh man, ready, okay. I go, okay, so that is your word to beat. You want to try and get through the song as much as you can and keep that dreidel going. And so it becomes kind of this game of they're trying to beat it. Okay, so ready was their last one. They spin again. I have a little dreidel, and this is just all by themselves. They're just doing their own thing. I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, that's when it fell. Okay, so O is the next one. And so I usually have kids that will make it through the entire song. They get pumped, they get excited. You can have some that sing it really fast and they're like, can make it through 2 times. And then I also just let them have fun. Some of them, they like start to pick up, like they'll spin it and then they'll pick up their whiteboard and be like, look, wow, it's still going. And so I just think it's a fun activity, just to experience it. Sometimes I think of music, like, of course I want to keep it music centered, but also, sometimes let's just have a little fun and experience something new together. And so I think it's a great music activity, but also just a good experience. So those are my favorite lessons for Hanukkah. I hope that there's something in there that maybe you hadn't heard of and you could bring to your classroom. Of course, as always, I always have little show notes that goes with most of these videos, especially if it's very link heavy and like visual heavy. And so I will have all of those things linked down below for you, the recordings that I use to help you guys out, so I know that you don't have to go Google searching and YouTube searching. I know that takes a lot of time, and so I got it linked down below for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.